Let's talk about money. When it comes to your finances, there's this constant battle, right? Should you trust the cold, hard numbers, or should you listen to your gut? Today, we're diving into a really powerful idea: why being reasonable with your money is often way, way smarter than trying to be perfectly rational. For years, we've all been told that to get ahead with money, we have to think like a machine, use pure, cold logic for everything. But is that really the full picture? Let's dig into that. I want you to picture the ideal investor you'd find in a finance textbook. They're basically a human calculator, right? Totally unemotional, lives and breathes spreadsheets, and every single decision is based on mathematical perfection. It's kind of like a perfectly programmed self-driving car. It always, always chooses the most efficient route based on pure data. But that perfect ideal investor, it immediately runs headfirst into a massive problem. And that problem is us. We're human. And this is exactly where the clean, neat math of finance just smashes into the messy, unpredictable, and emotional reality of being a person. This is it, the whole issue, boiled down to four simple words. Financial models are one thing, but our lives are something else entirely. We're not just numbers in a formula, we're the drivers who still have our hands on the wheel. Think about it. A spreadsheet can't model that pit in your stomach feeling when you see the market dropping. It doesn't have to worry about putting food on the table for a family. It's just like that self-driving car. It might slam on the brakes for a plastic bag blowing across the road because the data says obstacle. It can't tell the difference between a real danger and a false alarm because it has no human context, no intuition. Okay, so let's see how this actually breaks down in the real world. I'm going to walk you through a scenario where a plan that is, by all mathematical standards, perfectly rational leads to absolute disaster. So, imagine this. You've done the research. The data clearly shows that, historically, putting 100% of your money in stocks gets you the best long-term returns. That's step one, the rational plan. But then, step two happens. The market plummets. Your life savings are down 30% in just a few weeks. And now comes step three, pure panic. The fear is real, it's visceral, and it triggers a total emotional override. And the result? Step four, you sell. You hit the eject button at the worst possible time, locking in those devastating losses for good. And just like that, the perfectly rational strategies completely fell apart because it never accounted for the human being in the driver's seat. And look, this isn't just a hypothetical. Study after study shows this kind of panic selling can cost the average investor a huge chunk of their returns over time. A strategy you can't actually stick with isn't a strategy at all. It's a trap. So, if pure rationality is that fragile, what's the alternative? Well, it's all about shifting our goal. We need to move away from chasing mathematical perfection and toward something that's much, much more durable. This is the big idea, right here. Instead of trying to be some kind of investing robot, the real goal should be something we can actually achieve. And it's far more powerful, just being consistently reasonable. It's a small change in words, but it's a huge change in mindset. So what does that actually look like? A reasonable strategy is one that's designed for a human, not a machine. It means you have simple principles to guide you when things get scary. First, know your timeline. Just remind yourself, I don't need this money for another 20 years. Second, automate your investments. That way you're buying consistently even when you're afraid. And third, and this is crucial, keep a cash buffer. It's your security blanket, and it prevents you from selling your stocks just to cover an unexpected bill. Let's just put them side by side. The rational approach? It's chasing perfection using spreadsheets, but its fatal flaw is that you'll probably abandon it when you panic. The reasonable approach, on the other hand, is all about sustainability. It focuses on your behavior, on your psychology, and its real strength is that it helps you actually survive the inevitable storms. So why does this reasonable approach actually win in the long run? What is the ultimate benefit of picking a good plan you can stick with over a perfect one you'll probably abandon? It's really that simple. A journey you actually complete, even if it's winding, will always get you further than a perfectly straight road that has a giant chasm halfway through. The best returns don't come from the most aggressive strategy on paper. They come from the one you see all the way through to the end. Consistency beats short-term intensity, every single time. And this gets right to the heart of what we're all really looking for with our money. We get so fixated on hitting a certain number in our bank account, right? Or a specific percentage return. But the true goal, the greatest return of them all, it's something else entirely. And there it is. That's the ultimate dividend. Peace of mind. A reasonable strategy is built around your personal tolerance for risk and anxiety. It's a plan that allows you to turn off the news, put your head on your pillow, and actually get a good night's sleep, even when the market is going haywire. That is a return you will never, ever find on a spreadsheet. So we'll leave you with this question to think about. Take a hard look at your own financial plan. Is it built for a spreadsheet? Or is it built for you, the real you, with all your hopes, dreams, and fears? Because as any good mentor would tell you, building a plan for the person in the mirror is the most reasonable and smartest thing you can possibly do.